Welcome back to Balancing Acts. We're talking to Mario Martinez, the CEO and founder of Vengreso and the creator of flymessage.io. We just talked about using some tools briefly for prospecting, using them on LinkedIn. And you mentioned not being foolishly using our tools. So how do we personalize messages? There's been an explosion of AI tools. There, you can get a tool for every area of your business. I've played with many of them. Some are good and some are really bad. So where do we start?
So first off, most tools cannot help the individual with learning how to personalize something that really brings that person in and makes them feel like you know me. And we talk about this in our sales prospecting training inside of Fly Learning, which is under Fly Message, and that is you've got to show them that you know them.
Mm.
That makes the difference. Show me that you know me, especially on that first message. So we teach a methodology called PVC sales methodology. That's PVC, like the piping. And in PVC sales methodology, it stands for personalize, bring value, and have a call to action. And 111 words or less, this is how all of your email messages should be. 111 words or less than 6 words on a subject line, and you've got to personalize, bring value, and have a call to action. So let's talk about that. How do you do that in less than 111 words? So personalizing is going to be one of two ways. You're either personalizing to the individual or you're personalizing to the buyer persona. So when you personalize to the individual, it might sound something like this. Linda, I go to your profile and I'm looking to reach out to you as a target prospect. I then look at all the different things that you've got inside of your feed and or any company announcements and or any common news feeds or things that you're liking on your profile and or interest and or skills and or even colleges, right? Or any number of things. Now, let's just pretend, Linda, that you published a post about Star Trek and the integration of the Star Trek traveling across the galaxies and how that's so important to be able to think broadly and really go after that. And you're a Star Trek fan. Well, a personalized message might be something like this when I reach out to you. Linda, I remember when I was watching Mr. Spock and he said to Captain Kirk, fill in the blank, right? And it's a quote. Now, if you start with that, immediately you know that I have taken a personal interest in you, that I've done some research to figure out that you're a Star Trek fan. And I can even call it out in that sentence saying, I know that you're a Star Trek geek just like I am, right? And that makes it very interesting and curious. Now, oftentimes sellers feel like and or business owners, I don't have the time to do that. So what they do is they create a cadence inside of a tool that's out there that will basically start spraying and praying 15 emails over the course of 45 days, right? And so they just set it and forget it. This is not George Foreman set it and forget it, right? What we've got to be focused on is how can we personalize that? So what I want people thinking about differently is how do we personalize at least the very first message that is sent and then allow the cadence to do its job, which is to speak to the buyer persona. That's important. Now, let's say that there's absolutely nothing going on, no industry trends, nothing taking place at the company level, and nothing that I can find on your profile through social media channels that will give me any insights on how to be able to engage with you. Now we look at the default would be personalized to the buyer persona. So Linda, it might be something like this. Let's just say you're a sales leader, which is who we sell to, and business owners. They would say, hey, Linda, generally when I'm reaching out to sales leaders such as yourself, they have two common problems they're trying to solve. Number one, they need to have their sellers have more sales conversations. And number two, they need to build the sales pipeline. Are these two challenges something that you're struggling with? Now, when I speak to the persona, I'm going to make a decision immediately. I'm going to say, yes, I have that problem, or no, I don't have that problem. Now, if I say, no, I don't have that problem, then I don't want to talk to you anyways, because I can't solve a problem, a business problem that would justify the acquisition cost of my technology. But if you do say yes to one or both of those answers, then I have the opportunity to be able to continue dialogue and engagement. And so your next step is say, okay, yes, I have that problem. You answer yes. And now you read the next line. The objective in PVC is to get you from part 1 to part 2, not to book a meeting, part 1 to part 2. That comes the V for value. So oftentimes sellers are sending out messages and asking for a response, a meeting. But the problem that exists there is that we are essentially working from anywhere, most of us now, and we want to keep a distance from individuals as much as possible until we're ready to do something. So now you have to lead with value. You lead to your solution, don't lead with your solution. So lead to your solution, not lead with. So example, my next sentence after I say, are you struggling with these two problems, might be, if you are, directly below is a blog article written by myself or written by, whoever, or don't even say, a blog article that deals with how to get a 69% yes rate to a meeting request. I encourage you to open this blog, read it, and share it with your sellers. It'll take you about an hour's worth of reading time and video time. It's a great training, and it can immediately be applied. Now, if you have that problem of booking meetings or building the pipeline, and you see that you can potentially have a 69% yes rate ratio to your meeting requests, what are you going to do when you receive that message if you have that problem?
You're going to read it?
You're going to click it and at least read it. And now what happens is you've clicked it and you start reading it. Now I get all the marketing analytics because you've landed on our website. And now marketing analytics tell me, Linda not only clicked the email or opened the email, she clicked the link and she landed on the web page. And so in that particular regard, now I get the value inside there. And now you close with the call to action, the CTA. And it doesn't have to be a meeting. And that's where a lot of individuals make a mistake at. It might be you're asking a question to solicit a response. It might be something like this. Linda, I mentioned earlier, are you struggling with these two problems? If so, please let me know because I'd like to schedule some time with you. Leave it at that. Or it might be, Linda, if you're available and you're struggling with these two problems, here are 3 dates and times I'm available. Or it might be, hey, Linda, if you're struggling with these problems, here's an upcoming webinar that I think you might find of value. And so now you look at that and you start adding in the different calls to actions to get them to do something. And as such, when you do that, you structure your message, even a voicemail, even a text, even a LinkedIn in-mail, any of those elements, you use it with the PVC methodology, personalization, value, call to action, 111 words, and less than 6 words or less on that subject line. The top performing ones generally are between 1 and 3 words, although I've been playing around a lot with the 4, 5, and 6 and actually seeing greater success. I don't know why, but the data shows that anything less than 6 is better than more than 6. So keeping that in mind, that is leveraging that PVC sales methodology, and that is all taught throughout Fly Messages, Fly Learning platform. And then we have all of the templates inside of Fly Message as well that an individual can use and they can have access to from our library.
So that was some great examples you shared. And I was actually going to ask you about being able to find support for learning to personalize, learning, how many, because I think I frequently would think call to action means I need a meeting, I want to book a call, and they're not ready to book a call right up front. So how would they find resources? Are there any specific trainings in either Fly Message or can they get through the Vengreso website that might help them get started, especially the small business owners who don't have a sales team? They might not even have a salesperson. They are the salesperson.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and you're right. Oftentimes the business owner, the solopreneur is the seller, and they are called founder-led sales. So first off, there's a plethora of resources that are available, and we have tons of them, over 1,000 blogs on our website. If you go to Vengreso, Vengreso1S, if you go to Vengreso on YouTube, you're going to see hundreds and hundreds of training videos on there that are free. Also, our blog, white papers, ebooks, guides. If you go to flymsg.io or Vengreso, Vengreso.com, then you will be able to find any of those assets under our resources to be able to help you. Now, I will tell you that I learned all of this and started practicing and figured out the best practices because I started watching and reading thousands of articles and watching hundreds of videos. So if you want to put it all together and make it stupid simple, then we have over 19 courses inside of the Fly Learning application, which is the learning program associated with Fly Message. We're going to teach you how to write messaging. We're going to teach you how to engage with your target buyer. And then with your subscription, anywhere between 27 bucks and 132 bucks is relatively inexpensive. You can actually use Fly Message to deploy out any of your templates that you have recorded. You can use Fly Post AI to help you write your social media posts, and you can use Fly Engage AI to actually help you write your comments back. So those 4 products, the learning, the Fly Message, text expansion capability, the Fly Post, and the Fly Engage, that all comes together inside of the licensing model. So they can go there, and I think we make it pretty stupid simple, which is it's 19 courses. You take the courses in the sequential order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 19, as opposed to watching hundreds of videos and reading hundreds of blogs.
Yeah, so I'm a course junkie. I'm always signing up for course because it's just something I like do. I never stop learning. And I'm glad you also shared some free resources on your blogs and your YouTube channel before people are ready maybe to play with the AI tools. We're going to take one more commercial break and come back, and we're going to talk to you about your final insights on selling, maybe managing, balancing the demands of running a business and being a dad and a family man. And I look forward to you sharing your final insights with us.